Any status on your RS3 Surge Tank kit? Yes.
Hey, look at that.
It's coming along. I happen to have one here. So this is it. It's the bottom and top caps screw together. This will be mounted in front of the brake assist reservoir in the engine compartment of either the TTRS or the RS3.
We're still validating right-hand drive fitment, but
Yeah.
currently that's where we're living on our place.
And so this is what it looks like inside. And so this is the E5LM pump that's compatible, or will also be compatible with the Deechworks, the DW440, which is also a brushless pump. This pump should support 650, 700 horsepower without any kind of voltage manipulation, and the E5LM is over 1,000 horsepower. And then if you want to throw some voltage at either of these by ramping up the voltage going to the pump, they will flow substantially more. This pump is well documented to flow over 2,000 horsepower at like 40 volts or something. So there are various controllers on the market, but most cars don't require that. Even a lot of the big turbo, can run off just this pump off the.
Yep.
These both will. The Deechworks has its own controller, and I think we're still figuring out what we're doing. But
I don't know.
I
don't know what yet we're going to be doing with that one.
Yeah, we'll be offering or
this pump's more of a bespoke high output application.
Yeah,
this is going to be our normal offering for most of the kits.
I don't think we'll be offering the pump because they're a pain to get and come by. A lot of you guys already have them in your fuel tank, so you could remove it from your fuel tank and put it up front. There's a couple advantages for this kit if you haven't heard us talk about it. Is one, this eliminates all fuel starvation issues in any of the DAZA cars. We've seen it horribly in our TTRS and our RS3 at like 3/4 tank. It starts happening on track. Even on the street, it's terrible.
You can't really launch the car below like I think a half tank or so.
So by using our surge tank, there's no fuel sloshing in here. This is full all the time, and the fuel pickup's down here at the bottom. So you can literally we've track tested this with like an empty tank.
Yeah, flashing empty light, and
you could have an empty tank back there, and you've got about 1 liter of fuel in here that you can use, but it won't start sloshing until this tank gets down to about a third,
and you're out of fuel at that point. So
there's literally no fuel left in the car. So if you want to show this,
your hand model,
and then the other advantage is you're moving the fuel pump up to the engine compartment, so you're no longer flowing through all that line from the back of the car forward. And if you didn't know, line restrictions or any type of restriction is a certain amount of restriction over a certain amount of length. And so if you have an 8mm fuel line and it has X amount of restriction in 1 foot of line, well, if you make 10 feet of that line, your restriction adds up. It's times 10. So by moving the fuel pump, you now have a -6 or a -8 line going straight to your fuel rail, going straight to the fuel pump, and you've eliminated all that restriction. So not only do you get the benefit of a higher flowing pump, you get the benefit of essentially removing all the fuel line restrictions that you're dealing with. And so I've heard on some of these DAZA applications that there's like a 1 to 2 bar of fuel pressure is just being used to make up for the restriction in that line, which is crazy. So there will no longer be any restriction, and fuel starvation will be a thing of the past. So we've been working hard on this. There have been some delays due to COVID from some suppliers. We're having some really nice stainless steel banjo hard lines bent up because there's not a lot of room around this. And these banjo hard lines fit with a very low profile. They fit in a tight space, and they're precisely CNC bent, so everything sits exactly where it needs to. There's no rubbing on lines and things like that at this point. And then everything goes to AN lines after that. So we're really excited for this product. We're shipping one out today to Awesome in the UK.
Mhm.
Then they'll be testing on a really fast drag car over there. We're done testing it, but they'll be.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we know it works.
They'll just be
It's
using
it's
it.
proven. It's just a matter of polishing up the kit.
Yep. So we're just finishing a lot of the little knickknacks.
Yes, and a return
Yes.
line does get added. This
It
will
has to.
fill to the point where it's then returning back to the tank. So that's part of why this kit is pretty involved. Is you've got a lot of line to run.
Yeah. So this is the inlet from the tank. This is the return because this is full of air. So the air has to get pushed out and goes back to the tank. And then this is going to the fuel rail and high pressure pump.
Yep.
So those are the three connections on here. And then there is also, for the E5LM, since this pump doesn't have a pressure relief, we've added a pressure relief valve here. So we've thought of all the little things that are needed. It's a great kit. We're really excited to release it.
Ask about CU tuning for it. Does the tuning need to accommodate this?
So I worked with Deechwork on this controller, and we have been able to develop a system that is at this point a drop-in compatible. We haven't changed any ECU tuning to accommodate that pump.
Yeah, so none is required, thanks to the work that Nate did with Deechworks. So stay tuned. I wanted to release this product like 6 months ago. We've been talking about it for a year now, but
And it's a sorely needed product.
well, we've been testing it the whole time. Yeah.
Yep.
We even we spared no expense. Even Nick, why don't you show these? These are just, I love cool little hardware, but we made our own stainless steel banjo bolts because nothing on the market exactly did what we wanted. Really cool trick stuff, and we have the resources to make exactly what we need, so we don't have to depend on. We're not limited by what's
most banjo bolts aren't going to flow what we wanted. These are undercut around the fitting, so you've got
these are very high flowing
volume around them.
Yeah, these flow as much or more than the equivalent AM fitting.
Oh god,
Oh,
man, we got table movement. We got nuts.
All right, cool. So, anyways, that's that. Stay tuned.